Hey friends, it's me, the Ebony Otaku, the well-rounded nerd. I'm back in the husband's office to do a repaint. Um, First of all, you like my Emperor's Children hoodie? It's one of three. I'm very happy. Anywho, that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about this stuff right here. So, I have been working on the rest of my army. After I finish what's in front of me right now, which is 5 members of a command squad. So these guys here, they have been primed and base coated. I'm sorry, primed and zenithal and now base coated. So I'm ready to start doing detail work on them, which I'll probably do tomorrow. Um, they're pretty good. They're just a little 5 unit command squad. I got it from the G Dubs. I needed them to round out my army. I was looking for a way to add those extra points without going over 3,000 because I think 3,000 points is good for me. I'm not sure how much I'm going to add to my loyalist army when I get to those. We'll see. But I'll have a full 3,000 point chaos army, which I'm super happy about. But they got their contrast last night. These are actually, I let my husband do the base coat after I primed them because he had the airbrush out at the time. And let me reach over here. Y'all can see his messy desk for a moment. Our offices are different. It's okay. That's why we have wives. No, this is not the color. That's just a regular purple. Um, there is a pro acryl. I want to say it was like a shade of magenta. I can't remember exactly which one. That he woo, there we go. Came a little lower, so I'm in frame. That he did the zenithal for me, and I went in and did a contrast with Vulpus Pink from Citadel. So from here on out, it's Citadel only on these guys. But I'm really happy with them. These are going to be fun to just build up their colors and shading, and that's not going to be super hard. Where I flooped the pig. If you get that reference, you are my people. My lipstick is starting to look real clownish. Actually, no, it's not. I think it's just shadow. Whatever. Um, so I started doing my dreadnoughts, and with this guy, he's done. All I have to do are his weapons and then magnetize. So that's gonna be fun. I need to airbrush his weapons. This guy is completely done. I did him first, and I'm super happy with him. This gun is permanently mounted. The rest of them will be magnetized, and his little booby guns will be magnetized as well. And he's based in everything. So all his stuff is done. Like his guns are actually in here. Let me pop those out. Everything's magnetized. But yeah, I went with like a goldy, purpley royal theme because Emperor's Children, when you have the opportunity to be extra, be extra. So yeah, his other shoulder, which will just go right here, the shoulder will be glued. But the guns, these two weapons are going to be interchangeable. They do have like a little clippy thing here where you're supposed to be able to just slide these in, but that is going to wear out over time. So I am going to magnetize them. So I'm going to have a magnet day once I get all my dreadnought weapons done. I'm going to do a lot of work tomorrow because we got nothing else to do. Well, I mean work, but after work. But then there's my Contemptor. So all of these guys, I started using the Turbo Dorks. Well, two brands. I used Turbo Dorks, and I also use, reaching over here into my airbrush, I use Vallejos, which, I never not use Citadel on my Warhammer, especially if it's like straight up G-dubs, because she be brandy. Look, we're all a certain way about something, and I'm a certain way about that. Don't judge me. Or do. I don't care. But I loved it because they have these like shifting metallics, and I lean hard into the theming for my armies and my characters. And so I'm like, you know what? It's Emperor's Children. I'm building dreadnoughts. They're also called the Yasnaughts. You can also refer to them as RuPaul's Dragnaughts. Um, if you're gonna do it, just go all the way. It's a good time over here in Slanesh land. But I was really interested in these because one of the shops had the hookup on the Turbo Dork. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna try it. And I loved it. The result on this guy is great. Now he is several different metallics because I know you're like, well, he doesn't look shiny and transitioning. There's a lot going on with him. This this is honored brother Craig. I did not name him. Um, this is I know you're watching, Connor. This is honored brother Steve. I'm sorry, no, Phil. And this is the one where I disappointed myself. This is Arnold's brother, Carl. And this is my little Contemptor, which he's so precious. And I had a sheen on him and it was looking really good. And then I started doing the highlights and the edges and I lost the plot. I looked at it and went, I don't like this. I don't like what I've done. Because notice with these guys, I did a good job of making colors very subtle, but still making sure that that metallic underneath was the star. And I did too much with this guy. And you know what? Sometimes we need a reprime. That's what we do. I reprimed him. I'm not sure I'm wearing this combination of lipstick ever again on camera because I'm looking at myself going, no, mistake. Mama. That made it a little better. Um, so I'm going to redo him. And I'm looking at my Turbo Dorks here and my Vallejo. So I've got an orange violet shift. Orange isn't really one of the colors. Another one I've got here is a old gold and gray violet shifter in Vallejo. That's an option. My dog is mad. He's gone somewhere. This is electric blue to intense violet, which I use that on him to do the kind of edge highlight work. It's an option. Let me see here. You have a lot of paint. Yes, I do. This one is green to blue violet. Green's not really part of the color scheme that I'm going for. So then I think that's it for the Vallejos that are options. Bright golden brown. No, that's not it. I mean, it's for something, but not this. So then now there are the Turbo Dorks. I initially did him. I did this is Syringa. That's what I based this guy in. And it came out really nicely. And then the other one I did Tarot. This is what he was originally based in. And it is a beautiful color, but I think I should use it for the highlights and not the main color because it just kind of threw it off. And I had started doing like silver edge work and detail work, and it looked really good. And I was like, oh man, he's too bright because he's, it's chaos, but it's Emperor's Children. No, too much lore. Chaos, but Emperor's Children. Is it too bright for them to be chaos? Like, and then I talked myself into trying to like gold it up to match these guys better. And it just didn't look good when I was done. Look, y'all, pencils have erasers for a reason. So here are the colors I'm looking at. I've already used a Romeo Juliet along with another for a base for the big boy. He big beefy boy. Hotline is an option, which would make him pinky pink. Pinky pink. I also have this pearl gray, which I kind of love it. Pearl gray. Oh, gray. Well, not going to use the syringa again. Let me see here. Sugar Rush. This might be it. Sugar Rush. It's a white to purple. That might look really good, actually. And then I can come back to do the highlighting with one of these slightly darker purples. The Taro. Okay, we have a plan. So we're going to airbrush. I know. So there's the top-down videos, and then there's this way, which this is with my iPad. I'm just saying this for the sake of people who do YouTube as well. I like having multiple ways to film. I'm not giving instructions. I'm just telling you what I do. Yes, my headphones are elf ears. There's a video about those somewhere on my channel. I love them. They're so great. Tis the season. Ho, ho, ho. This is probably going to come out in January. But I like having multiple ways to film because it gives me options to show you different ways that I work or, just whatevs. So I'm going to take my little magnet tray. This actually slides into my box that I take to competitions. The real pretty one. I got to do now that I'm thinking about it, I filmed all the footage I need except a little bit to do a short for Mumford's Makings. That's where we got it from. So I've got my nice clean kitchen paper here, paper towel for us Americans. I watch a lot of British television. I watch a lot of not English television. What can I say? She's cultured. This is my battery that goes with me to the shop. So let's do a little airbrushing. So my airbrush is clean. I clean it after every single use, but before I use it, I like to make sure that it sprays clear. When I went to my airbrushing class, one of the things I learned was always have water, always have alcohol. Be careful about cleaning with just alcohol because it can cause this to gunk up. So I always spray water first, alcohol, then water. Make sure it's going good and clear. We have a couple of air compressors. You're going to hear it. That's the air compressor filling up. So this is called a quick release valve. Boop. And now it's connected. And when I want to take it apart, just give it a whoop, and it's off. So we can share this one, but I've got another one that's actually well, it's wrapped around. It's an itty bitty little air compressor. It doesn't have quite the power, but it works. So if my husband's here and he's painting too, then he can use the one in the middle and I can use the other one. So we got to set up. So first I make sure it's spraying air, and it is. So I'm not pulling back, I'm just pressing. Now I press and pull, and it seems like I've got good action. So now water, they're color coded. I got some from my husband too, and he keeps using mine. The blue is water. The pink is alcohol. I know she's way too organized. So I'm going to squirt some water in here. I do have a paint pot, but I don't need it because I've got paper towel. It's just water. Just water and alcohol. Now, I'm not sensitive to smells and stuff like a lot of people are. Except for food stuff can get me, but this kind of stuff, yeah, no. I've worked in too many children's churches and used too many cleaning products. Like, I'm fine. Like, I can stick my head in a bucket of bleach and be okay. Don't you do that. But when it comes to airbrushing and stuff, if you have those kind of issues, just make sure you got good ventilation. Every paint's different. I try to use only water-based paints. But I do have ink that I use too. I think the ink is oil-based, I think. So now that I've sprayed it and it came out good, I'm going to throw a little alcohol in here just to make sure it's super clean. And I'm spraying it on my paper as well. This is what can get some fumes going that you don't like. If this gets to you, don't do this. In a fan's window, like, make sure you're good. Put a mask on. That's what the masks were made for. Don't nobody come for me. And I've run alcohol through it. Now, it's our broke down little master. You're going to hear the vacuum come over here in a second. So now I'm going to run a little bit more water through to rinse all the alcohol out. And now I know it's spraying good. I'm going to spray it on the back of my hand like I did last time, just to see what the spray pattern looks like, and it looks pretty good. Now I can start with paint. All right, I've used all the air in the compressor, so it's filling back up. So what I've got here is Flow Improver. This particular brand, my husband picks this up. This comes from Huge Miniatures. Oh, that's so cute. I never looked at the brand before. Not sponsored, just what we use. And then this is just Vallejo Airbrush Thinner, which we like this thinner quite a bit. So what I'm going to do now is get a little bit of thinner in here. I'm actually going to end up putting a couple of drops of thinner and a couple of drops of Flow Improver. The reason you want to do this is even though I'm using paints that were made for the airbrush, that's really important when airbrushing. I have used paint straight out the Warhammer pots before. I've done that. And tried to mix them and sieve them and everything else. Use paint that was made for the airbrush. You can turn other paints into airbrush paint, but you're going to have to clean a lot or break it. And I think I mentioned this in my last video. I recently discovered, well, okay, it's been more than recent. It's been like 4 months. So, since I took the airbrush class, the bottles that say air on them are airbrush paints. I didn't know. I thought they just meant light colored. You can laugh at me. This is how we learn, people. Okay? You got to be willing to make some mistakes, otherwise you don't learn. Fear keeps us trapped. Fear is the mind killer. It's funny because I didn't think I was going to do this video today because I was actually outside finishing hanging Christmas lights. We bought some extra lights from my husband's garage, but they weren't quite done with the construction, so we couldn't hang them. So I was like, well, these lights are in the garage, and I'm going to use them. So I got one tree lit with some extra lights hanging. The sun is now down, and it got cold. My hands started freezing. I live in the South, but it's south of Kentucky, not South America. So I got a little Flow Improver in here. I'm using a little bit more than I did the last time because I'm going to use more paint this time. So Sugar Rush. Give it a shake. But yeah, all that to say, use Paint's Design for the airbrush. But yeah, it was cold. I think tonight it's going to get down to like 12 on the day that I'm filming this. It's early December when I'm filming, which is why all the Christmas references. I honestly don't know when this video is going on my channel. The vacuum is loud. Can y'all hear that? I'm sure you can. I'm sure you can. This is a good little microphone. But yeah, shake, 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 shake. My sister-in-law, I found out, is getting me one of those little drum shakers for your paint. My husband was going to buy me one because over at the Mastermind Gaming, someone let me borrow one. I was like, oh my God, it shook the paint perfectly. And it didn't like hurt me, but so I'm not going to buy one because I know she's getting me one. and I'm really grateful because we try to give people stuff they want. I got her a commander deck and a new mat for Magic. So yeah, there's that. I get good gifts. Well, since it's coming out after Christmas, I can tell y'all I was at the Wally World today. Fill this up. I used more flow. I never said this. Why I'm using more flow improver and thinner than I did last time is because I'm going to use more of this. I'm covering this guy again completely, and I want to make sure that I'm thorough. So I will actually use more of the paint. So because I'll have more paint, I need just a little bit more help from the flow improver and thinner. So that's why. Yeah, I was at the Wally World, and I was just getting, Christmas stuff. Actually, no, I was there for stuff I needed, but then I Christmased. I did the Christmas decorations. I'm doing a backflow here to mix the thinner and the flow improver together. It's a good time. I'm just doing real easy on the air. I'm watching it bubble. You see it bubble up. But yeah, I also got some stuff. I did my in-laws. I decorated their tree as well. My mother and father-in-law are of years, so I am the dutiful daughter-in-law, and I like to decorate for Christmas. It's one of my favorite things. And I liked wrapping presents. I like the whole thing. So I went and did their tree, but they didn't have a star. They moved here just over a year ago after I moved here. So the whole family's together. My mom was here. It was a good time. Makes holidays real easy. But they doing the tree and stuff, they weren't up to it. So I went and did that. But all the boxes still haven't been found. So they had no star. So I went to the Wally to get them a star. And then I started buying Christmas presents for my friends' kids. Like, yeah. I mean, because my stepkids, I call them my kids because they are. You get married, they have kids, they're your kids. Okay, all right, treat them like your own. Um, but they ain't little. They want jumpstart packs and and Oculus 3s, and they're expensive. The kids though, the kitty kids, we can still have little fun gifts with them. So I've got this nicely mixed. That's what I was out doing today. So I'm spraying through. This is a very light paint. So I'm going to spray it on my hand to see what it looks like. Whoa, oh my God. Under the light, you can't see that. um, oh, okay. I'm glad I did this. So never feel bad if you have to redo a project. Some things you can't do that on, but this has deep enough detail that I could take the risk to repaint. I think I'm going to love that. Notice also that he is primed in black. These metallics show up best on black. I also have Musil black, but I didn't feel like getting that out and going through the rigmarole because that black is black and black, black and black. And if you get it on something, it's there forever. Somebody's going to tell me if they could hear the vacuum. It's like right outside the door. Why don't you shut the door? Because my dog's laying in the door. You think I'm going to ask him to move for my convenience? No, that's not how this works. He owns this house. So, I just spilt paint. How did I do that? Good job, girlie. Good job. It's fine. I didn't spill it on me. Don't growl at the vacuum. Okay, we're still spraying. All right. I whipped when I should have nay-nayed. So, hold it out just a bit. And we start from the top. Oh, that's already better. Look at that. Oh, my God. Girl, you ain't told me. I already like this 10 times better. You know what? Go with your guts. Go with your guts. Man, oh man, this is a... Now he went to find a toy. I walk him 2 miles every day. And we actually didn't do our walk too long ago. So I got a vacuum and a dog going. You know what? We're just going to be hood today. It's fine. Oh my God. I'm not going to need to double coat this either. That is beautiful. Holy cow. That's insane. I am in love. Oh my God. It's like the day I met my husband. It's a good day. The vacuum's done. You're so lazy. You got a robot vacuum? Sure do. My dog sheds. Actually, that robot came with the house when I moved in with my husband and stepson. They're men, so they knew what they needed. They got a robot vacuum, and I think that's smart. If you're not going to do it yourself, get the means to do it. I'm all for it. Oh my God, that is... I am much... Look at... Oh my God. That is a much more beautiful. Let me see if I can get this light to help me out so you can really see it. I'll raise it up. Look at him. Are we for it? I am going to get another light to go behind. I guess I could have brought my ring light in here and set it up back there. Oh, well, it's fine. But I am... Oh, yeah. Look at him. That's a paint job. There's a little paint in here. I don't want to waste it. It doesn't really need more paint. But I just want to make sure I get in these joints really good. I have good coverage, so I'll just use that to spot check. I'm going to set him to the side to dry. Oh, my God. Yeah, we can't. Now... Oh yeah, he is a Yasnot now. Absolutely. We like. That is so gorge. Oh my goodness, what the Valley Girl just happened to me. Yeah, I'm glad I repainted. I hate it when I make mistakes like that because it feels like it's a setback, but I've also become faster at painting. Like next week, I'm painting for my husband. I'm doing a bus for him and 10 orcs. The bus is his tank. It's orcs. They can't bash. It's fine. They were on Terra at some point. That's his headcanon. But part of the process of any kind of hobby, there I've used up all the paint, is the mistakes. Everything's not going to be perfect all the time. I'm going to set this on my husband's side one more time. Let's look at that color. Oh my God, that's beautiful. I love you. Not as much as my husband, but I love you. So I'm going to let him dry. He'll be ready to detail tomorrow. I'm going to do him and the squad. So now I need to rinse this out. Now, ordinarily, what most people would do right now is take it apart and clean it. But I'm going to be using more metallics. So I'm going to give it a thorough washout with the liquids. So I need... Where is it? I thought I had it hanging here. I don't. Oh, you know what I did? I think I put it in my little airbrush box. You want to see the airbrush box? I have it sitting in my husband's chair right now. I can't wait to redo his office. It's going to be a very fun project for me. I like decorating and making the house housey. It's not everybody's calling or drive, but it is mine. I enjoy the art of making a home. Some people got it, some people don't. I cannot do everything. I don't mow grass. Where are my brushes? You know, I think they're in the top of my regular paints. Oh, God, y'all, guess what I got last night? So the other hobby shop we go to, High Ground, they were having a Christmas sale, 40% off table. And I kept walking by it, and I was like, I'm not going to buy anything. I don't need anything. I was just there to paint. I was just there to paint last night. But they had a paint set that was 40% off. This is a weathering kit from Vallejo. Look at that. We're going to test this out because we have a bunch of terrain to paint. So we're going to test this out with some terrain in a future video. It is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, it's 8 or 9 paints in here, plus the rust, and it has acrylic color weathering set. It also has some step-by-step instructions on how to really get these cool weather effects. And then it also has a detail brush and a dry brush in it. 7 bottles. So it contains 1 pigment and 7 bottles of model color. And a wash. Oh my God. Yeah. And it even has like a little paint tray in there. Yeah, look at that. Little paint tray. Yeah. Anywho, that's not why we're here. What I want is to get my... Y'all hear my dog? He's in my office playing with his toys. Acting like he doesn't have a hot spot. I spray the hot spot right now 2 or 3 times a day. And then he licks it off and then I spray it again. Because dogs. But I don't know where it came from. I think it's the change in weather. His skin got dry and I didn't notice when it was happening. But I started putting salmon and salmon oil in his food. Last time he had dry skin when I first got him, he's a rescue boy. The doctor actually had me put him on, what's it called? Omega-3 pills for the first year that I had him because his bad skin was literally just down to bad diet. So did that. So what I'm doing here is just a washout first to get the majority of the pigment out. I'm not so much concerned about getting the metallic flecks out. I just don't want purple color change on the next thing I'm going to airbrush. He's living his best life in there. But yeah, the salmon oil, the omega-3 pills did a really good job for him. Oh yeah, we're spraying clean. So I do this first to make sure I don't have to take it apart. Awesome. So now weapons. Pookums. He also answers to Pookums. Mommy's baby. Squeechums. So I have guns for all the guns for my big boy are painted. So I've got to paint for the Leviathan and the Contemptor. The Dreadnought guns are already painted. Or I might have the Leviathan and Dreadnought backwards. So this guy goes on top of my Leviathan. So we're going to put you back over here. I'm not doing that one right now. But these are... These go with my Contemptor. And I sprayed them in... This is the previous color that the Contemptor was. I think I'm going to give a light spritz in the Sugar Rush. But no, the weapons are interchangeable. I don't think that matters as much. You know what I'm going to do? I did the other weapons in gold. Hi, come here. You need a pets? Yes. Oh, him get the pets. Him get the pets. If you don't talk to your pets in baby language, I don't trust you. Him get the pets. Yes, him do. Yes, him do. Oh, it's mommy's old man. You mommy's old man. Yes. Him go lay down. I think what I'll do, so this is the original color that I had for the Contemptor altogether. I think I'll do the weapons in that for their base coat. Yeah, because I did the gold theme with the big boy, who I keep forgetting if he is my Dorito, the Dorito. He's the Dorito. And then the Leviathans, I think I'll base in. Let me look down at him. I think his want to be based in gold. All right, so let's tarot these. So these are already done. That's a great color. I was really happy with it, but after I started detailing, I was like, oh, it's just not right. We right now. So now I gotta shake, 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 shake. Oh, I feel like there's more guns in here. And I also feel like, let me check here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I feel like there were 8 guns. Where's the other guy? And he does not have boob guns. All right, these go with the other one. Boob guns. I know y'all are like, what is she talking about? Nope, this is all of them. And then he's got his interchangeable hands. All right, good. So shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. Shake your paint. Shake your paint. All right. I am shook. You know, it's really great because I am a woman of a certain age and I've been collecting shoes and stuff for a long time. I love when I get stuff like this because I automatically have accessories to match it. I'm actually wearing a vintage pair of black and pink Nike high tops that are the same shade as this that I've had for 15 years. I take good care of my stuff. Good care. We ain't out here trying to replace things. All right, I think I got this well mixed. I'm going to leave this set of brushes out. Hooked. Sorry, Pookums. I flipped the other one out. Now he's mad at me and he's leaving. I'm sorry, baby. Go on. Mommy, sorry. Scaring my dog. Yep, he's done with me. He has gone to another room. What time is it? Gotta go to my in-laws in a little bit, but I want to finish this base coating, then I'll head over. Gonna help them put some pictures on the wall tonight and play Splendor with my sister-in-law. So, all right, we are ready. All right, no moisture left in here. Flow improver that is not open. And that was a little bit too much of that. Oh well. I should use the eyedropper. Oh my god, people were so funny last night. Mostly laughing at me, which is fine. I understand. When we were at a paint party, well, not paint party, working Wednesday, formerly Brush and Banter. Because I bring my case that has all my stuff in it. I can't get this open with one hand. And every time somebody needed something, I had it. Do you have a pen that can open this bottle of paint? Yeah. Like it was a little nozzle bottle from Vallejo, and I guess the tip had dried. Yeah, I had something to poke through. Oh my goodness, this paper for the wet palette's too big. Does anyone have scissors? I had scissors. Does anybody have a bad in black? I have a bad in black. Like, it's funny. Like, and what's crazy is the toolbox they carry everything in. It feels like it's like a what's them bags in Harry Potter? Like, no matter how much paint I put in there, there's still space for more. I can't have a, there we go. Got it. Ugh, some childproof caps, let me tell you. All right. So, yeah, this is going to be good. So, I'm going to set these over here since they're already done. Put you back in the container. But yeah, I have everything. Does anybody have an extra brush? I got one. I got you. I'm organized. Yeah, these are. Oh, I like this color. I like this color a lot. Backflow. I'm hoping you can see how quick airbrushing can be once you get confidence with using your airbrush. I can't really teach you how to use it because I'm no pro. I'm really not. But I do. I'm in my inspiration era of life where I like to give people encouragement and confidence to do things they haven't tried before. Try a new skill, try a new hobby, find out what your nerdity is, and thrive in it. And I didn't use my airbrush when I first got it because it was intimidating. Like, I thought I knew what I was doing, turned out I didn't. Oh, that's spraying perfect. But now that I do, I am knocking projects out like a fiend. I've learned how to wet blend, but that was also from taking a class. Oh, this is a purple that gives it a nice gunmetal look. Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that a lot. Oh, yes. I can't hold these up and show them to you, but, well, I'll spray this one in my hand, see if you can see it a little bit. Yeah, it's like a nice gunny purpley gray. Notice I'm wearing a glove in the hand that I'm spraying in. That way I don't care where the paint goes. And notice I'm spraying in spurts. I don't know enough to give a bunch of instruction yet because I can't troubleshoot this. I can do it for myself. I can't do it for others. And, I mean, Taekwondo, you want to know something about Taekwondo? I got you. I'm an expert in that. I'm not an expert in this. But I'm learning. And you know what? Pencils have erasers for a reason. You see that cloud of vapor? That's from airbrushing. So if you are sensitive to the vapors, please make sure you got that ventilation on lock. This does not bother me at all. And what's there he go again. I walk him for an hour a day, every day. He gets his walk. Mommy's old man gets his walk every day. Hear him tell it. He's never been out the house. You hear all that foolishness? Foolishness. Pookums. I'm going to tighten this up just a little bit to control the flow. But yeah, all you can do is try. What's the worst that can happen? It doesn't work out. Everything doesn't work. And that's totally okay. Okay, oh yeah, I'm liking this for a weapons base. I didn't quite get that one good enough. These lights are really great. I'm going to bring it down for myself. Ooh, that like made my color look better. But this one, as you can see, does have a magnifier on it. One thing I have learned as someone who is super detailed, like you've seen some of my paints, I went ham on them, is not to get overly reliant on the magnifier. Now, some people need them because of vision issues. Totally understand that. My husband does. He either has to wear reading glasses or use the magnifier when he paints. But what the magnifier will do is show you everything that nobody else will see. And then you'll be second guessing yourself and thinking your stuff looks terrible. When if you hold it like a foot from your face, it's like, oh, that looks great. But under the magnifier, it's like, oh God, terrible. So be careful with the magnifiers. They're a great tool. My little ear is trying to slip out. There we go. They're a great tool. We just have to use our tools in the right way at the right time. But I do love making progress because that's part of the fun here is just seeing the progress in what you're doing. There goes the air compressor again. When it empties out, it fills back up. I got my husband this air compressor last year for Christmas also. He was using the itty bitty one that I now have laid claim to, and he had always wanted a bigger one. So I was like, well, we are a unit now, and I mean, not like anything I buy for you, I'm not going to get to use. So Plus, he's a great guy and he deserved it. Oh yeah, this is a good gun base coat. This is a good one. I like it. When one of them dries, I'll hold it up and let you see the full color. The other thing we were all talking about last night was, how do you find time for all of this? You gotta learn how to use your time. We all get the same 24 hours in the day. I do a lot of performance consulting as part of my job and helping people learn how to best use their time. We all have the same amount of time. It's a matter of how you use it and playing to your strengths, or developing new skills if the skills that you have are not helping you achieve your best. So while I was painting really well, I think, for a beginner, I wasn't painting very fast. So the thought of completing things was just daunting. And now that I've picked up some new skills and new tools, it's not so intimidating. I look at my pile of plastic and go, yep, I'm going to do you here, you here, you here, you here. Like I have a schedule that I know I can keep to. Um, and I find time to play my games. Please don't do all this and not play. Now I know it can be difficult if you don't live in an area that has game shops and stuff like that, but get on that Meetup, y'all. Meetup is not a dating app. Meetup is a hey people, let's do stuff together app. And gaming groups are on there. And if there isn't a group, start one. You can start a Meetup group. Look at me, let me giving out free advertising. When I was single in Nashville, I used Meetup. I used it for my foodie group. Um, we went around eating. We were a whole bunch of single Gen Xers and millennials with disposable income, and we ate really well. They're still eating well without me. But when I'm in town, I go out with them if I can. But um, but yeah, start a meetup group. Go find people that you can have time and fellowship with, and then create the environment you would like to see that would be beneficial for you, to have a good time gaming. That's different for everybody. What I would need and what you would need might be different, but I can say knowing people in this space who make it unintimidating, welcoming, who give instructions. Like shout out to Blake, who runs our 30K stuff with one of the guys at the shop. He goes out of his way. He drives up from 2 hours away once in a while to do like days of lessons. He recently did that a few weeks ago, and we managed to get in on it where he ran practice games for 30K just to help people get into the hobby. Like, be the change you wish to see. When people are interested in playing these games, me and my husband are always now bringing more than just our own models enough for us to play to the shop. That way, people who might want to get in on a game but don't have their own models, we got you. We're very one-page rules positive. When I go to Working Wednesday, it's mostly people who are younger than me. Y'all don't know how old I am. I'm an elder millennial. You know how old I am. But part of what I do is just enjoy giving them some encouragement while I'm there. We talk about painting, obviously, in our projects, and some people are in there cross stitching. Some folks are, in there painting dinosaurs. Some folks are in there just to talk. All of that's fine. Some people are building their models. That's why I changed to Working Wednesday instead of just brush and banter. But with that, I like to offer the young people encouragement while I'm there. Everybody's going through life in the pursuit of things. And, that's part of what we do. We talk about it, encourage people, you know, be the change you want to see. It was because I met nice people that I got into enjoying this as much as I do. So I do my best to be that kind of person for other folks who are coming into the tabletop gaming space. Now, obviously, Warhammer is my primary, but we've also picked up, I'll go through the models on a different video. Where are they? But where is it? A friend of ours started playing Badges and Burrows, and it's really cool. These are die cast figures, metal. Yeah, I know. So they're real easy to paint, but they're all woodland creatures going to war. It's a real watership down. Um, but yeah, we're gonna get those painted and start playing that with some folks. My husband does the Blood Bowl. I've got a Blood Bowl team to paint. It's already assembled. Those aren't going to take me long to paint. I'll probably have those painted in a weekend when I decide to do them. Another friend of ours introduced us to a game called Drop Zone. and my husband picked up Dead Zone as well. So those are my next projects. And then next year, probably closer to spring, I'll start working on the other half. That's my 30. Well, there it is. That's my 30K box, destined to be salamanders are in there. And then early next summer, I will start working on Imperialis. Imperialis are the tiny, tiny space marines. There we go. Unclogged. Which, after the next paint I do, I'm going to have to clean this one because I have one more. I didn't want to take it apart yet because I've got one more set of weapons to prime base coat. Terms, man. I taught today, and it was quite the class. It was a good class, but I had 115 people in that class, and it was, whew, brain be working. Got a lot of responses you got to do. It's just, my job requires me to think a lot, and then when it comes to like real life, sometimes my brain stops working. Oh, wow. We're at 40 minutes. Good God, I can talk. It's 5:30. I am going to have to go in a couple of minutes. But I do want to get to the base coat on these last ones. So let me put the Turbo Dorks up, except the one that I'm going to use for highlights. I think on you, we're going to use the Tarot as a highlight. Sugar Rush, you are delightful. I'm going to need more of that. But now I have one more set of weapons that needs its base coat. So pulling those out, got a couple more weapons here. I did those in gray, didn't I? Yes, I did. I'm going to bring them up to gold. Oh, yeah, he's only got 2 boob guns, I think. Yeah. So those go together. The other one has there's so many weapons. Y'all, there's so many weapons. These things have so many weapons. That's why I'm going to do magnetizing in one day because, magnetizing all my little stuff to go on the tray, that was just for kicks. And it turned out to be rather clever. But I tried magnetizing one of them, and I was like, oh, no, she's not in the mood. I'm going to have to find another way to spend my time right now because this ain't it. So this is my Lead Belcher Air, so it's a really nice gunny metal gray. It's not gunmetal gray, but it's a gunny metal gray. So I'm scooting all the ones I just did out of the way so I don't get gunmetal gray on them. But this is an air paint, which means it's what, ladies and gentlemen? Made for the airbrush. Sam. Pookums. He's done with me. Him's independent dog. He can do whatever he wants. My husband should be calling me soon to let me know he's off work and heading to the in-laws' house. I will be leaving when he leaves. But I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 guns. There was one more. I knew there was. Dang it. I knew there was one more. That's okay. I'll do that one in just a second before I bounce out here. But let me get this, guys. We're doing these in Lead Belcher Air. So this is a Citadel color. The airs are made for the airbrush. That's why they have air on them. Now that I know that. Hey, you keep Christmas in your way and I'll keep it in mine. Spray the hand. Yep, it's spraying good. Let's get these weapons based. Notice I'm doing it in spurts. That way I don't waste paint. I'm not exact enough to not waste any paint. I wish I was. I know somebody who can use an airbrush like it's a paintbrush. Like, he does not use, I think he calls them hair brushes. There was a name that he gave traditional brushes, and I forgot what it is. It was really funny, though. I'll ask him again. But he doesn't hardly ever use a traditional paintbrush. He is an airbrush maven. So it's a skill that can be learned. It takes practice. I've got decent control with my airbrush now. Not perfect. It's good enough. But part of the reason I'm recording the video this way as well is to see if I can stream this way. I think I can. Because my iPad, I think, is my best streaming option, live stream option, I think. I did one live stream and it went pretty well. So I'm gearing up to do another. I might have done my next live stream by the time this video comes out. So if you're like, that already happened, yeah, it did. Or didn't. I don't know yet. I can't tell the future. It's looking good. What does the airbrush sound like in the microphone? That'd be good to know too. Oh, of course, I do listen back to my own videos, but have you ever tried listening to your own voice? It's weird. Sometimes I hear myself record and I'm like, that's what I sound like? Oh. I don't know if my husband needed anything primed. On my way out the door, I'm going to prime the top of my school bus. We are too goofy. We are two goofy, nerdy peas in a pod. It's a good time. One more. This one's going to be fun to paint. I think we're going to go see Wicked this coming Sunday. I saw it on Broadway, and it was really great. And I love a musical. I don't think he's much of a musical guy. That's that part of nerdity we don't have in common. But if his wife wants to go, he's going to go. I'm not going to sing the whole movie. And I actually saw it. It was years ago. So it came through Nashville because Nashville TPAC, the Tennessee Performing Arts Center, gets Broadway plays. And I actually saw the one with Idina Menzel in it. And the other one. I'm sorry, I don't know the other one's name. But it was fabulous. And when they got that girl up off the stage at the end and she was defying gravity, oh my God, she defied gravity. Whoop, there goes gravity. So here's what I'm gonna do. This gray is close enough to this purple that I'm just gonna keep it going and dab a little bit in here and get this last gun done so that I can put this away and go over to my in-laws and be a good daughter-in-law. This was a risk. Such a risk. Because I could clog by doing this. Do as I say, not as I do. All right, you know what? Don't even do as I say because I'm no expert. I told y'all I wasn't an expert. If you follow my instructions, that's on you. I ain't out here trying to ruin nobody's project. Yeah, that's good. Awesome. So one of these should be dry. Look at that. Kind of iridescent silvery purple. That's a good base for an Emperor's Children gun. I'm going to be a little bit more thoughtful about how I want to bring these up in color and do the shading because the base coat is just so beautiful. I like seeing these metallics shine through. I think I use metallics more than anyone that I know in their paints, unless people are painting like scenery and vehicles. All right, we can close the airbrush kit for now. And my little Contemptor can come back over here. And you can, oh my God, I grabbed him by the leg. What the hell? Girl, fix that now. Fix it now. I grabbed him by the leg instead of the base. I am dumping water and paint on my paper towel, not just on the table. But we need smooth finish, y'all. Smooth finish. I can't believe I did that. I can believe I did that. I have moments. We all do. I was in a hurry and I quit thinking. Oh, the other thing you got to worry about with these metallics, they're great. They can leave a little bit of a film on the inside of your paint pot. I'm using this to help kind of scoop it out and make sure I don't have extra debris in here that can get caught in mine. That's another reason I'm dumping it out, to make sure there's no clumps in here. Ooh, that silver is a menace. But it did its job by making sure that I have clump free. Dump. Why aren't you using the paint pot? Water dries. All right, it is clogged. Actually, I did not ruin it. No, it was dry. Whew, so I'm going to have to clean this when I get home, which means taking it apart. Doesn't matter if I clean it an hour later. So I'm going to unhook, and I will clean this when I come home a little bit later. I'm going to take this with me and out to my garage. The attached garage is mine now. That's where all my cooking stuff lives. Oh my God, I forgot to base a gun. You know what? I'm going to paint this in lead belcher air. That's what I'm going to do. Because I'm not dealing with this again right now. But yeah, I did a lot of little airbrushing really quick. And then the next video, I will be bringing up the highlights in my paints. In the morning, tomorrow, I've got another big class to teach. So it's going to be quite the Friday. But I'll get my class done. And then once my weekend starts, I will be back with y'all and do some highlighting on some weapons and a Contemptor. Let me know what you thought about this video and the style. Which do you like better, the overhead or this? I'm going to do both. I just want to know what you think. Make a sacrifice to the algorithm gods for me. In the meantime, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.